The Magedom. The lands of Janam.
What's going on here? Just what the heck is happening?
The true chronicle. In it is determined when there will be a fusion with another world. And the Order. They can use the chronicles to know where they will occur.
But this can't...
One chronicle can be used only once for such purposes, they say. Of the 4 chronicles stolen from the Pharamond, at least the chronicle of the Furious Roar hadn't been used.
So you're saying they've used it? They used it, so they can make this desert appear here.
But what about the Magedom? Are you saying the Magedom has vanished?
They can't. My father and my mother and brother...
Oh.
Listen, it's still too early to jump to conclusions.
Huh?
We gotta get to El Corral. Just keep your head screwed on until we get there.
You are right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
The Imperial City, El Corral is...
No! This cannot be!
Hey, those jerks went and did it.
No! This can't... No!
Venero!
Father! Mother! Shams! Where are you? It is I, Manaril! Your Manaril has come home! Please, show your faces, please, oh please, I beg of you!
Princess! Please, get a hold of yourself.
This can't be happening, right? Such a... No, it can't be happening!
Princess!
Even I cannot believe this has happened. I left the magedom, but my family, friends, and men were here.
They are not all... There are tens of thousands in the city. 10 times that in all the magedom.
Damn it all. That girl, she said that the Order, they were gonna protect people from these fusions. Just what the heck is all this? I ain't gonna stand for this. I tell ya. I'm gonna take them down, you hear me?
What have you... What is this? The false chronicles were to be used to limit the number of casualties due to world fusion. And yet the magedom of Janam has been erased. What were you thinking?
It was unavoidable.
Unavoidable?
The magedom intended to start a war with us on all fronts. If that were to happen, we might lose tens of thousands of our numbers. And not just our soldiers. We would lose comrades who have accepted the one true way, and who long for the coming of the one king.
That may be true, but...
As Chancellor of the Order, I cannot allow such a thing to happen. And that is why I have elected to pursue the best course available.
But... This is too... far too...
You have seen the pointlessness in all of the blood that has been shed up to this point, have you not? And is it not for that very reason that you are cooperating with me?
If
that is true, then what you must do is already laid out before you.
I must do what?
Get a hold of yourself. I speak of the 10th false chronicle. Only twice more, and we shall see the fulfillment of the one true way.
All right.
And what of me?
Be patient. You, I will task with the recovery of another false chronicle.
Another false chronicle?
The magedom had in its possession a separate false chronicle, in addition to the chronicle of fierce regalia. It was hidden within the Arcane Academy. We could not touch it. Now is our chance to take it.
But hasn't it been wiped away along with the Imperial City?
Once a false chronicle appears in this world, it will certainly never disappear. Not as long as this world persists.
I understand. I will find it.
And yet, how very odd. The location of the 10th world is north of where it was predicted to be. And that reaction, I felt it the moment the world appeared.
Manaro, you okay?
Yes,
Princess.
I'm fine. Despite the... Please forgive me. Most of the people of the magedom may have been extinguished from this world, and yet all I can do is lament my own poor state. I am quite embarrassed.
There's nothing wrong with worrying about your family. You ain't got nothing to be ashamed about.
We should seek out Salsabil.
Huh?
It lies at the southern edge of the magedom. Maybe, just maybe, it was unharmed.
You think so, huh? Alright then, let's get moving.
Excuse me, may I come in?
Who's that? What time is it?
That voice. Is that you, brother?
I should have known you would have known me just by my voice, Manaril.
Prince Shams? I mean, Your Highness, the King.
Prince is fine, Assad. Forgive me for coming here so late. I have to speak with you in secret.
In secret?
Yes, I have something I need to give you.
Is that...
The final chronicle from the Arcane Academy in the Magedom.
It's what?
Prince Shams, why do you have this?
First, take it from me, then we shall talk.
You sure about this?
I am.
All right, then.
So with this, another branch of the Infinity has been extinguished. And this, can it no longer be stopped? In the end, has it already been determined? It cannot! It cannot be! It must not be!
Ain't no doubt about it. That thing there?
Yes. This is the chronicle I was reading in the Arcane Academy of the Magedom.
Your Highness, please tell us, why do you have this here?
It has been entrusted to me by Lizlan.
Our mother?
The arrangements had been made and the Magedom was ready for its all-out attack on the Order. I was touring the Magedom in Father's place to raise the morale and unity of the troops. And when I by chance stopped to rest in Salsabil, it happened. The northern sky shined white. And by the time I noticed, Taj, Masrur, Furat, and I, in fact, all of the people of Salsabil, had forgotten the Magedom, the Mage Lord, and even our families who were in other cities. And yet, that night... Wha? Who are you? You're glowing. What in the world? But wait, I know you. I can't remember who you are, but I feel as if I know you. What is... Oh! This is... Father! Mother! The Magedom! Its million citizens! No! This is... such... Lady Lizlan! Why? She's vanished! Oh, wait! Lady Lizlan! Wait! Lady Lizlan!
Mother was...
The Magedom is gone. But why did the Lady Lizlan appear to me and then vanish? And why did she entrust me with this chronicle? I simply do not know. However, thanks to her, I was able to remember everything.
Well then, the time for your midday audience draws near.
Please, allow me to apologize in advance to all of you. Neither Masrur, Furat, nor Taz remember anything. And so I must continue to pretend as if I do not remember as well.
You mean to tell me that you've been taking all this on yourself until we showed up?
Shams, it must have been an awful burden.
Brother! Brother! My brother! You! Oh...
I am sorry, Manaril. I wish I could have told you about Lady Lizlan earlier.
Oh no, not...
Oh, my...
Shams, Manaril.
So, Your Highness, this talk of you going to the castle,
Mass Ruhr has been quite unreasonably pressing the issue. The Order. They are the enemies of my father, my mother, and of the million citizens of the Magedom. But that is not the only reason. These people who have such powers and would actually do such, I cannot simply sit idly by and allow them to have their way.
You're right. I've already decided the same thing. We're gonna crush the Order. We ain't gonna let them get away with doing this kind of thing again.
Here, here, an excellent course of action.
I feel the same.
Brother, I do as well.
Shams, we're gonna need you to do this.
All right, and I will need all of you as well. Taj, this should be far enough.
No, just a bit further.
Wait. Someone is coming.
That's...
Well, if it isn't you, how unfortunate. I was just a step behind you.
Dirk!
I suppose you've already managed to get your hands on the two false chronicles remaining in the Magedom.
How do you know?
I just get a feeling, you know? Maybe it's because I have a false chronicle inside of my body.
What are you doing with it? Give it back.
I think I should say the same thing to you. But I guess mere words aren't going to get it back. Sorry, but it looks like I'm gonna have to use force.
Dirk, ain't you got any sense?
Just what do you think the Order did with the False Chronicle? Just take a look around you at this desert. Despite all this, you're following the Order's commands for you to go out and get them the Chronicles?
That has nothing to do with it. All I'm concerned with is getting the false chronicles away from you.
You little...
Yeah, you're ready to get it on?
Manaril, Taj, get out of there!
I will not! I am here to protect Shams!
No, Taj, you don't have the Mark of the Stars!
Oh, come on! Why don't we let him join in the fun?
Huh?
I'm ready!
Huh. You think this will make things easier on you? You'll regret it.
So the Magedom's false chronicle was at Tulsaville.
Forgive me. He managed to find it before I could.
That's a shame. But no matter. Perhaps that false book no longer holds the power I seek. Which is why Salzaville still remains. We can't underestimate the Magedom's research of the false chronicles. This incident won't cause the one true way to waver in the least. If we can just obtain the 10th of the false chronicles, all will be well.
You've got a quest report waiting. Way to go, you sure. Here's your reward. Oh, no. A new assignment, huh? This the one you want? Let's see. transport waiting. Let's see. Way to go! Here's your reward. A new assignment, huh? This the one you want? So you'll take on this quest? We gotta thank you. Have a look. Way to go. Here's your reward. Let's see. You've made up your mind, right? Thank you. Have a look. Way to go. Here's your reward. This the one you want? Let's see. You've made up your mind, right? Who can I send? Let's see. I gotcha. Want to see some other jobs? Let's see. You've made up your mind, right? Who can I send? Let's see. I gotcha. Want to see some other jobs? Let's see. So you'll take on this quest? Thank you. Have a look. Aw, well, these things happen. Wow, here's your reward. Oh, no. A new assignment, huh? Let's see. Hey, great leader! You're only half done! Finish up! Hey, great leader! Want some work? You're on this quest now, right? Until next time.